Good morning. Today I'm gonna do the anything but books tag because I like talking about bookish and also non-bookish things, so seemed convenient. Number 1, name a cartoon that you love. Rick and Morty. Does anybody else love Rick and Morty? It's like one of my favorite things. Also, if you haven't watched Over the Garden Wall, I think it's still on Hulu, but Over the Garden Wall is essentially like 6 episodes, I believe. They're only like 10 minutes each. It's so good. Watch it. It's like so incredible. Number 2, what is your favorite song right now? I want to come up with something better, but Bad and Bougie, I literally, whenever it comes on the radio, it's my favorite thing ever. Also, a few weeks ago, I saw the Lumineers and it was incredible. I have no words. Andrew Bird opened for them and the whistling that man can do, he's pretty much a genius. Number 3, what could you do for hours that isn't reading? Watch a lot of Netflix or a lot of TV, which is so terrible. I need to work on like using more of that time for creating as opposed to consuming. It's one of my goals for life. I was gonna say for this year, but for life. I just wanna work on creating more and consuming a lot less. However, TV. I've been watching so much Portlandia, it's not even funny because I just realized how incredible that show is, so. Also, there's just so much good TV out there. Like, it's so hard to consume less when there's so much quality content that everyone keeps telling you that you need to watch because it's so quality. It's the same with books. Like, how are you gonna read all the amazing literature out there? Impossible. Mom made pancakes because it's my brother's birthday, so I got those waiting for me. And then there was also this package waiting for me, a New Yorker tote. Life is so good sometimes. This is just like a really nice surprise. Oh, what is something you love to do that your followers would be surprised by? I'm trying to think of surprised by. I really like going out dancing, like a lot. I like going out with my friends and drinking at bars and having a good time and like that sort of social scene, which is something that I think a lot of introverts don't necessarily like to do. But the thing that makes me uncomfortable crowd-wise is when there's a crowd of like 10-ish people, like you have a bigger group of people. I like the 2s and the 3s and the 4s even. Like I like hanging out with 4 people. If it gets any larger than that, I get really uncomfortable. But then when it's a huge amount of people just like dancing and having a good time, you could sort of just separate yourself from that and just have a really good time amongst all of these people. And that's how my mind works anyway. So I love going out and dancing and going to the bar with my friends. I think that's one of the funnest things ever and I really enjoy doing that. Number 5, what is your favorite unnecessarily specific thing to learn about? I'm really into philosophy, but mainly European existentialism. I love learning about all those people like Simone de Beauvoir and Albert Camus and everybody. I love all their different theories and just like delving into them. They're surprisingly positive and it's just so interesting to me. What is something unusual that you know how to do? Latte art, I guess. That's pretty unusual, I think, but I can only make hearts right now and I'm trying to make tulips and it's really difficult. But with practice makes perfect, I guess. Number 7, name something you made in the last year and show us if you can. Oh, I've made a lot of scarves in the past year. This is one of them and I have a green one somewhere and I made my mom a blue one for Christmas. What is your most recent personal project? I have started to build up a list of people that I want to interview because I want to make that a process that I start doing. It's people that I admire, like business people. I want to, at some point, maybe, possibly interview Howie Schultz, but I want to build my way up there. I want to interview some authors that I really admire, but not ask them all 3 questions, like ask them questions on their political stance because they're very vocal about it on Twitter or something. And then also people like my grandfather and like ask him about his past. So that's something that I really want to get into and it's something that I'm working towards, which is exciting. I also have a few work projects, but this is a personal project, so I'm gonna go with that. Number 9, tell us something you think about often, maybe while staring out of windows. I know a lot of people probably think about this, but my next life, if I have one, which I don't really think that I do, but I always think that would be interesting to see what it would be like in like an animal's brain or like something like that. Maybe a lot of people don't think about that. I think about that. I also think about like how grateful I am to live in my own body, which is like a strange thing to think about as well, I guess, but it's just weird. Like you were born with your body. Like what did you do in another life to get this body? And when I say my body, I also mean like my childhood and like how I was raised and just like the privilege that I was born into. It's just like kind of mind-blowing to me, and it's just like weird to think about like how I was brought up in this way, and if there was like some other power that like brought me into it. I don't know. Life is so weird. It's so bizarre. Also, evolution is bizarre. I wish that I was more into science. That's something that I would like to learn more, is just like scientific theories and biology, and actually learn it and not just memorize a lot of stuff for school. I want to actually comprehend what life is. Number 10, give us something that's your favorite, but make it something oddly specific. Not like your favorite food, but like your favorite food when you've been studying for hours and forgot to eat. Or, you know, something like that. I love when you wake up after a really good nap, like a drooling sort of nap, and you wake up and your face is all puffy, and my hands are naturally like incredibly cold. I have low circulation, so my hands and my feet are always freezing. So literally the tips of my fingers are like ice in comparison, and just like take the puffiness of my face and just like put my fingertips on it. That's one of my favorite feelings in the entire world. I love it so much, and it's such a small thing, but it's one of my favorite things. Lastly, so the first thing that pops into your head, lemonade. I didn't expect half of those questions, but it made me think a lot for the morning. I'm gonna finish the rest of my coffee. I'm gonna have some blueberry pancakes and figure out what I'm gonna put in my new tote. I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great week. If you wanna share any of these things with me, feel free to do so down below. That would be cool. I like learning more about the people. That's it. I hope you're having a great day. Goodbye.